Now at 6, authorities arrest suspects in the assault of a Jasper, Missouri police officer. Plus, 4-staters should beware of a package delivery scam. We'll have details. And people in Pittsburgh answer the call to provide warmth for an area nonprofit.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Authorities in Allen County, Kansas arrest 2 people accused of assaulting a Jasper, Missouri police officer. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. Now, you might recall the assault happened Monday night at Pete's gas station in Jasper. A witness captured some of the events on cell phone video. Authorities say a man and woman punched an officer who was performing a routine pat search. Then as the 2 were driving away, they say they ran over the officer's foot. Authorities have tracked down the suspects, Brandon David and Raven Gomez, to a property near Moran, Kansas. They arrested the 2 suspects without incident. Cherokee County, Kansas Sheriff's Office is warning residents about an ongoing scam that's been increasing in our area. The scam consists of a text message from an unknown number indicating that the U.S. Postal Service requires a response regarding the delivery of a package. KOAM's Fernandez Silva has details.
They pretty much said that they had a package for me, but they were unable to deliver it. They needed more delivery information. I knew I didn't have anything coming through the post office, so I knew it was a scam.
Columbus resident Tom Peterson was aware of one of the red flags that helps identify a scam that has been on the rise in the area. But besides that, there are other ways to help identify the scam. A lot of these scam text messages look just like this one. It asks you to copy and paste a link to the web browser and then add address information. But if you look closer, there are other red flags here. There's some spelling mistakes and the message was sent by an email. According to the Cherokee County Sheriff, the messages are sent by thieves who are trying to obtain personal information.
If a resident does end up clicking on that link and providing personal information and they feel like their identity or their financial institutions have been compromised, then contact local law enforcement. We can help guide them through some steps, which would include notifying the credit reporting bureaus, notifying their banks, notifying credit card companies.
Having received one of these messages, Carrie and Gruff found another strategy to verify the legitimacy of the text.
I called them to make sure it wasn't a scam, is why, because I just assumed it probably was.
The sheriff also asks residents who ended up clicking on the link and providing information to scammers not to be embarrassed.
We just want to encourage residents, if you get a text message from anybody that is posing to be a postal official or even a trusted business or bank representative or any government agency, to be cautious of that. If it's an unsolicited text, it's most likely going to be a scam.
His final recommendation?
Have that conversation with your elderly family members and parents so that they know that should they become victimized by this, they can come to you and we can work together to get things taken care of.
In Columbus, Fernandez Silva, KOAM News.
Now, the United States Postal Inspection Service recommends that if you never signed up for a USPS tracking request for a specific package, then you should not click on that link. Boy, another beautiful evening to cap off another gorgeous day. Chief Meteorologist Doug Henny.
Yeah, all week. This week has been just fantastic. Sunny skies each and every day, or at least some part of the day. And that's what we have outside right now. It looks good in Joplin. It looks good in Pittsburgh. It looks good for us during the evening hours. Stockton sitting at 70, 71 in Anderson. Welch is at 77, a little bit warmer. Neodesha is checking in at about 79 degrees. But if you are getting out this evening, it looks great. We can look outside. 7th and Range Line sitting at 71. The winds out of the west at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Clear skies all night long. We fall back through the 50s, eventually near 50 a little bit later on tonight. So we're going to see pretty good conditions, and we have those clear skies across the region. Now, we're going to look into the weekend, see what kind of temperatures we're going to get, and then also our next storm system coming up here in just a bit.
Catch you then. People in Pittsburgh turned out today to show their support for the annual Project Warmth fundraiser. Now, that project collects new and gently used coats and blankets, along with cash donations to help people in need during extremely cold weather. The event also provided chili, soup, and pie for $10 per person to raise funds. Project Warmth doesn't just collect winter wear, it also provides a way to help people having trouble paying utility bills.
We're here to help our neighbors in Crawford County who are having a difficult time getting their utility bills paid. So this is just a way for the whole community to come together to help out people find themselves maybe in an emergency situation, and just to help them to keep warm during the winter month.
This is the 36th year for that fundraiser. The Webb City Fire Department today hosted their annual Badges and Burgers fundraiser. Community members could pick up $5 meals that included a hamburger or cheeseburger, chips, drink, and a dessert. Delivery options were available for anyone ordering 5 meals or more.
You know, a lot of local people are here. You can sit around the station, grab you a quick lunch for $5. You'll get to visit. We got some raffle prizes you can buy chances for, and just a good community event to get everybody involved.
This year's funds go to City of Webb City employees and families. Connect to Culture hosted more than 700 Joplin second graders for free exclusive showings of Tomas Rivera's musical Tomas and the Library Lady at the Cornell Complex. It's based on Rivera's life. The bilingual musical tells the story of how reading and education can change a person's life. This event is part of C2C's Ignite series, which is an effort to ignite students' passion for arts and culture in everyday life.
A lot of different things. Live theater and live music is so important for kids as they are developing, for communication skills, for empathy building. They get to watch this fantastical play, sometimes go out. Sometimes it's a very, normal life situation too, but they get to learn about different people or different cultures.
Now, just in the 2022-23 performance season alone, they've hosted more than 1,500 Joplin students for 9 events ranging from performances to workshops to master classes. Coming up, for breast cancer survivors, the pink ribbon has special meaning. We're going to talk to the Mercy Hospital tech about the symbol of hope he paints year after year. Plus, 4-state volleyball action between Diamond and Miller. John has details coming up later in sports.
27th from 5.
A tradition that goes beyond the painted grass. KOAM's Amber Jenkins spoke to the maintenance lead at Joplin's Mercy Hospital about the iconic ribbon he paints every year.
And I've always looked at it this way: if I can take somebody that has breast cancer, and if I can have him see that ribbon and just take that away for a little bit, it's worth doing.
Since 2015, Randy Dixon used a sprayer equipped with a 100-foot hose to paint a 90 by 50-foot breast cancer awareness ribbon every October. His motivation, honoring the ones who passed on.
Personal friend, her sister-in-law was diagnosed with breast cancer, and she passed away at 36 years old and left 2 kids, husband, and so that took on a whole new meaning for me. So.
It's just very near and dear to my heart that Randy holds our friendship that close. That's just the kind of guy he is, though.
Dixon also honors a fellow coworker who's fighting the same battle that her mom fought twice.
And she unfortunately lost her battle to breast cancer, so I feel blessed to work at Mercy and get my screening mammogram. So prior to this year, I looked forward to seeing that ribbon so it could remind me of my mom.
The initials on the ribbon doesn't just honor the ones who have lost their life to breast cancer, but show their impact, so their battle wasn't in vain.
I'm so thankful that I made the promise to Bebe to be proactive with my health and be here to be able to help take care of her kids.
To Tracy, the ribbon also means strength.
I couldn't wait for that ribbon so I could see my mom's initials in there. I wore a ribbon at her funeral, and so we keep it in our vehicles, and every day I touch that ribbon when I'm getting ready to go on a journey.
Reporting in Joplin, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
Randy Dixon says he didn't paint the ribbon last year due to the drought. A little bit later, the Gorillas prepare for our gridiron matchup against Northwest. Sports Director John Dales has a preview of the game a little bit later.
Plus, we have some storm systems that we have to keep our eyes on. We're going to talk about that coming up.
With the Sonic 2 for $7.
Well, another great day for us today. We've had nice weather all week long, even going back to last weekend. Plenty of sunshine for us today. Temperatures great. Most of us somewhere into the 70s. There was a range. Looks good right now. Nice shot. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Of course, you can start to see the sun beginning to set. Let's look at the temps sitting at 70 in Carthage, 74 in Grove, 73 in Pittsburgh, still 79 in Independence. 7th and Rangeline looks good, 71. Westerly winds at about 5 to 10, but clear skies. And that's what we're going to see if you're going to be out this evening. We slide back through the 60s into the 50s by 10 p.m. We stay dry, overnight low right around 50 later on tonight. But we need some rain. Of course, we didn't get any today. We haven't really had any for about a week. 1.77 inches for the month. But we're over 11 inches behind, so we need some rain across the region. And we are going to get some chances as we go into next week. You can see clear skies now. We're watching this storm system rotate away from us, and you can see not a whole bunch going on out to our west, and that's why we're going to stay pretty calm as we go into the weekend. But we do start to get some changes. So let's start at Sunday at 6 and watch this system. It digs deep into the southwest, which is all part of the new pattern. We haven't seen a pattern like this for a couple years, but a little bit of moisture starts to head toward us. So this is late Monday. Let's go into Tuesday. You can see some showers, some thunderstorms starting to spread in. We're watching the area of low pressure. As we go into Wednesday, this system kicks out, gives us rain across the region. But here's what's interesting. As it passes by, here comes another wave that kicks in that will give us chances for rain. And then we reload again once we get into next weekend. So we have those changes which are going to head toward us, which is good. So if we look at potential rainfall starting next week, going into next week, and a lot of areas can pick up 1, 2, 3, 4 inches of rain, which this is something we need. Now, until we get into this part of the pattern, it's pretty calm. That's what we're going to see tonight into Friday. We start right around 50 as we go into the noon hour, upper 60s to near 70. And I really think most of us go into the upper 70s, 77 in Nevada, 75 in Neosho, up to 79 in Miami, Pittsburgh 77, Yates Center a little bit warmer at 81 degrees. Tomorrow night, dropping back into the mid 50s, not as chilly. And then checking out Saturday, look at this. We get a northerly wind, but still temperature is fantastic. Upper 70s for afternoon highs. Day planner for you Friday, 55 at 9, 72 at 1, 75 by 5 p.m. So clear skies all day long. 76 tomorrow, 77 on Saturday, 74 on Sunday. Clouds really increase Monday. Rain increases Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then again next weekend. So if you want to get outside, do some yard work or anything like that, this weekend is the one to do it.
Yes, indeed. Or just get outside maybe with a cup of coffee or some tea and just enjoy the weather.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Doug. Still ahead, Pitt State football prepares for a rivalry game against Northwest Missouri on Saturday, and Diamond Volleyball plays for a district championship tonight. John Dales has those stories and a lot more. It's coming up next.
The performing
Pitt State football won on the road at Missouri Southern on Saturday afternoon. Now the second-ranked Gorillas are tasked with doing that for the second consecutive week, this time at Northwest Missouri, who presents a different challenge from last week's game where the Gorillas threw for fewer than 100 yards.
They're built to stop the run. They have some dudes up front. Their defense is designed to stop the run. So we have to get the pass game going. And we got to get it going early. We're going to try and get some stuff going in the run game, and we've done a pretty good job of doing that all year. So we're going to try and do that obviously this year, but we got to get the pass game going this week.
I think it's important that you have good balance. I think that you got to be creative in how you try to run the football, and you got to be happy with the 3 and the 4 yard gain and staying ahead of the sticks against these guys.
The Bearcats handed PSU its last conference road loss. That came over 2 years ago on October 9th, 2021. It was Brian Wright's first full year, so he has yet to beat Northwest on the road. We'll have this weekend's game covered right here on KOAM. Homecoming weekend in Maryville. Kickoff on Saturday is at 2. Diamond High School volleyball has had a season to remember, only losing 4 matches thus far. Tonight, the Lady Wildcats play for a district title. This comes after a battle last night in the semifinals against Sarcoxy, which they won 3-1. Tonight's match, top 2 seeds in the district. Diamond faces the host team Miller. This is after the Lady Cardinals swept Marionville in their semifinal last night. These two have seen each other once before, a 3-2 Diamond victory. If that meeting is any indication, we're in for a treat tonight. The match is underway as we speak. We'll have highlights and post-game reaction tonight at 9 on Fox 14, then at 10 o'clock here on KOAM. Miami High School football began 2023 a bit shakily. The War Dogs dropped 3 of their first 5, but have turned things around the past couple of weeks, earning blowout wins over Skytook and Catoosa in consecutive weeks. Tonight, the War Dogs try to make it 3 in a row. They face Uluga at Red Robertson Fields. Both teams enter tonight at 4-3. Mustangs are also coming off back-to-back blowout wins over Catoosa and Skytook. We'll have highlights of this one tonight at 10 as well. Meanwhile, the MLB playoffs continue today, starting with Game 3 of the NLCS, which heads to Arizona after the Phillies take each of the first 2 games. Score 0-0 in the 5th. Most recent check 1-1 in the 8th inning. Game 4 of the ALCS tonight. Things get started in Arlington just after 7. Rangers still hold a 2-1 series advantage, but that lead is a lot more tenuous after the Astros won 8-5 on the road last week. Back to Pitt State football. Pretty exciting for them going on a road to traditional powerhouse Northwest Missouri. Even though they're down a little bit this year, you can still feel that intensity there.
Oh yeah, because the Bearcats have been good for a number of years and had beaten the Gorillas a lot of times.
Yep.
So yeah, this is a big rivalry. We'll be right back.
Learn more of 4-State Hero.
Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. International students at Pitt State carved pumpkins for the first time. We're going to check out the Fall Fiesta. Plus, firefighters in Girard discuss a half-cent sales tax question that's going to go before voters, and how a cost of living adjustment is going to impact more than 71 million Americans receiving Social Security and supplemental security income benefits. Those stories, a lot more, of course, all coming up tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. The annual Cato Kids Day took some area school kids to Cato, Kansas, back to the 1800s. Welcome to Cato, Kansas. They got to experience a one-room schoolhouse, pioneer kids games, covered wagons, blacksmithing, 1800s, weaponry, cowboys, Native Americans, and the Gettysburg Address. Quite a day. A separate event, Cato Days, will be held for the general public this coming Saturday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. All kinds of things going on as usual. Autumn in the 4 states, and the weather is cooperating and will continue.
You know, it's kind of funny because we sit back and we think, man, they didn't have they had to go to an outhouse. And then kids nowadays are like, you didn't have internet?
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, Wi-Fi was very bad in the 1800s.
Yeah, it wasn't good at all. But no, our weather is good. 76 tomorrow, 77 on Saturday. Very mild temperatures, dry the next few days.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.
Captioning on